Yulonda, and I am here to talk to you about all things healthy, all things wellness, and all things wealth, and how to live a healthy, happy, sustainable, productive life without going crazy, if that makes sense, right? And so today I want to talk to you about time management, because I know for me, this was one of the biggest issues I had when I first started out and just life in general, and I did not understand what time management meant, and I didn't even understand how to manage my time, because growing up, you don't talk about these things that you need to learn, right? And when you grow up, you just see your family just go, they just go, they just go, they just do, they just do, they just do. And that's all you know, without actually having certain pillars in place, or having certain goals in place, or having certain aspirations in place. You're just going. And with just going, you have to have a game plan, some sort of outline, some sort of clarity, something to define exactly what it is that you're working towards, or what it is that you are doing. Because without that, you are literally all over the place. And that was me years ago. I was all over the place. And I'm just so thankful to see myself today, where I actually have a little bit of clarity. I actually have a guideline. I actually have an outline, a blueprint, if you call it, that I follow, that has helped me be productive in not only my personal life, but also in my business life and my professional life. It has just helped me be productive across the board. And I want to share with you some of the things that I have learned and I have mastered by understanding time, and what does that mean, and what does that entail, right? I also wanted to tell you that throughout the video, I will be sipping on some coconut water, coconut and pineapple water, and this is just my concoction. This is great for inflammation. As you all know, I am a health and wellness coach, and I teach women how to sustainably live a healthy lifestyle by incorporating healthy whole foods into your life, right? And whatever that looks like, I give you the plan, the blueprint, and I actually follow you through the process to help you be sustainable. But that's another video for another time. Today, I just wanted to let you know that you will see me sipping. And if you want this recipe, it will be in the link below in the blog. So that way you can go get that. You can actually start making it for yourself and sip at home, because it's mighty delicious. Okay. So I just want to talk to you today about time management and what that looks like, and how I came about the idea to discover I needed to start managing my time better, and I needed to start to learn how to do things better. Because as a mom and as a wife, a mom of 6, and a wife to a husband who is very active and do a lot of things, and he's busy, I'm busy, the kids are busy, we have children that live out of state, we have kids that are in their own places. I mean, it's a lot going on, right? These are grown adults and not children, but it's a lot going on. And I have parents, in-laws. It's a lot. It's a lot on the plate. And on top of that, I am running a full-fledged business that I am scaling to be a multi-million industry to help women become the best of their entire existence. It's a lot of work, but with all that being said, it's all worth it, because I have a plan. And as long as you have a plan and you have a goal, you have aspiration, you have a guideline, you have a blueprint, you're going to be fine. So I just want to tell you how I start to manage my time, which can give you some gems, which will help you manage your time in life, and also in your personal life, also whatever it is that you're trying to achieve in life. It gives you just a little bit of clarity, right? Because we all need clarity, because I know for me, clarity is needed. Okay. So the first thing I want to tell you is I section my life into 5 pillars. Okay. The 5 pillars of my life. And I always look at my pillars and I work accordingly to my pillars. Okay. This is the first step in me achieving clarity when it came to time and how to manage it, because you get 24 hours in a day. And with 24 hours in a day, you sleeping about 6.5 to maybe 5 of those hours. Some people don't even get that much sleep. The recommended would be 7 to 8 if you are in that type of space to do that. But I know for me, I get about a good 6.5 hours of sleep, because I have to manage myself to go to sleep at a certain time, to get up at a certain time, to start doing things I need to do. But there are 5 pillars that I break down in my life, and I want to help you to break them down in your life, because you may need to just section out some pillars that you're not even aware that you need to do, right? And so the first pillar is spirituality. The second pillar is my personal. The third pillar is my family. The fourth pillar is my business. And then the fifth pillar is my finances. Yes, I separate my finances from my personal and my business because that's an entity by itself. And what I had to understand for me was that I had my personal finances, right? I had my business finances, but it's in separate space. It's separating how I need to do and how I need to look at things. Because if I put the financial piece in with personal or business, it's going to be kind of confusing for me because I need to have, again, clarity, right? And so it may not be that way for you. And if you're not running the business, that's great and that's fine because that's not something that you may want to do. But if you are, I would suggest as my new found entrepreneurs that you have to have some type of blueprint to help you stay focused and to get you in that management of time so that way you know exactly where your time is going and what that looks like. So my first thing is my spirituality, right? I separate that from everything because I need to know what it is that I'm trying to achieve. What is the goal that I am looking to achieve in this particular pillar? And for me, I just want to make sure that I'm being close to my Heavenly Father. I want to make sure that I am putting Him first. I want to make sure that I'm speaking with Him every single day. I want to make sure that my ideas, my anxieties, anything that I have going on, I am throwing that onto Him and that I can get Him to assist me with giving me calm and peace because without Him, Coach Yulonda won't be here, right? And so that's how I look at it. And so in that goal myself, I'm looking to be closer to Him. And how do I do that? So if for me, for that pillar, I'm writing down, reading my Bible. I'm writing down, talking to Him daily. I'm writing down, I'm praying to Him constantly. I'm writing down, being intentional with, just having those moments with myself and making sure that I am including Him as I'm having those moments because I need to make sure that my connection to my Heavenly Father is that connective piece that I know I can speak to Him whenever I need Him. And I know that He's going to be there for me whenever I need Him, which again helps me to build my faith, right? So the clarity piece for my spirituality is I want to build my faith and become closer to my Heavenly Father. That may not be a piece for you, but that's a pillar that you can actually put together for yourself, right? That second pillar is my personal. So for me, I have a lot of personal goals that I'm trying to achieve, not just with my business, because remember, that's a separate pillar. But for me, my personal goal may be I need to make sure that I'm staying on top of my health. I need to make sure that I'm working out 5 to 6 days a week. I need to make sure that I'm eating the best foods. I need to make sure that I'm cooking my own foods. And if I do want to eat out, if I do go out, if I do want to grab something, then I'm getting the cleanest and the healthiest of foods and vegetables that there are out there outside of my home. Because, when you make your own food, you got that thing on lock. You already know what ingredients you're using. But when you go outside into the world, you have to be mindful of what it is that you are actually putting in your body because everything is not good for everybody. And so those are my personal that I have to make sure, right? Making sure that I'm spending time with myself and giving myself peacefulness, Like in the mornings, I have my whole regimen. I'm working out. I'm getting my foods in. I'm making sure that I'm moving my body. I'm making sure that I'm being intentional with my space and myself, right? That's my personal. And then at night, I still also do something personal because that goes with me stretching and making sure that I'm clearing my mind for the night and putting on my smooth jazz to go to sleep at. Those are things that help me to be productive and to keep a clear mind because if you let too much noise in, you will be all over the place. And then you'll start to figure out, I'm not doing anything productive. You're doing busy work. So that's that one pillar of personal, right? Then I have my family goals. That family goal is how am I going to be a productive mom? How am I going to be a productive wife? What am I going to do to help my children achieve their goals? How am I going to be an impact on my family? What role can I play to be more present, to be more in tune, to be more honest with my children, to be more in tune and honest with my husband? How can I be more there so that they're seeing that They can still speak to me about anything. They can come to me about anything. They can include me in whatever it is that they want to include me in, and I'll be open to those conversations. And so when it comes to those personal goals, as far as me building that family foundation with my family, I like to have family meetings, right? And family meetings are always held in our household on Mondays, and we do them around 6 p.m. And we all sit around and talk. So that means even if our daughter is out of state, and our other daughter, she doesn't live here, she doesn't live home, our boys are still home, we can all collectively as a family come in and be in tune and just talk, right? Then on top of that, I also like to do group texts, right? We do a group text. We're all in the group. We're all texting. We're all giving updates. We're all staying in tune. We're all being intentional. And I like to make sure that in the mornings, I send out the great text to my family and tell them, I want you all to be phenomenal today. I want you all to do something great for yourself and stay positive. And don't forget to always make sure that you're putting God first. You know, like I want to be that mom and that wife that sees my family for who they are, because that makes a big difference in your family's life. That makes a big difference in your own life. And it lets you know that your intentions are valid and your intentions are good and your intentions are purposeful, because you're trying to be that person and you're showing up intentionally for what it is that you said that you were going to do. And so that is the family pillar. Right? I need to know exactly what my goal is in that space, which means I want to be closer to my children. I want to make sure that we have that open communication. I want me and my husband to make sure that we never lose that communication, that love, that in love. I want to make sure that we are on the same page when it comes to raising the boys. I want to make sure that we're on the same page when it comes to the household. I want to make sure that we're on the same page when it comes to the finances. I need to make sure that I'm allowing him to be the leader and I am the helper. I need to make sure that I'm not taking over his space to be the wife that he needs me to be. Because when you do that and when you show up and you do intentional things, nothing's going to be perfect. Don't get that twisted. It's not going to be perfect, but it will allow that other person who you are intentionally being present with to see that you care. It allows them to see that you're really showing up. It allows them to see that you really are in tune and that you're listening and that you're understanding and that you are being a vessel for them to be able to, you know, maybe throw ideas off on you or something. But that goal and that space is for my family, is to connect and be closer, to be present, to have clarity, and to let them know that I am here and that I will always be a listening ear, because that makes a big difference, right? And so the next pillar that I had, which is the fourth pillar, is my business. Now, my business, because I'm running two separate entities here, it is very intricate, right? And so for my business goals, I am trying to reach a certain threshold before the end of the year come, right? So I'm working on being more intentional with my clients. I'm working on being more present with my clients. I want them to know that I'm here for them, and I'm going to walk them through the process, because there are a lot of coaches out here in the world. And don't get me wrong, there are a million of swoos of coaches, right? And everybody brings their own different personalities, their own different things to the table. But I know for me, when I was in an MLM company and I was, trying to figure out how to just do business, and I was just trying to figure out how to lose weight, and I was just trying to figure it all out, right? I know that the coach that I had, she was purposefully trying to be there, but it was more of a her situation. It wasn't more of a we, or I'm going to help you get there. If you wasn't doing certain things, you were just excluded. If you weren't showing up as she thought that you should show up, you were excluded. And I just said to myself, I didn't want to be like that. But again, that could just be that type of company, or it could just been that type of person. But I knew for me, I wanted to start a business, and I knew for me, I wanted to show up, and I knew for me, I wanted my clients to know that it's okay to have moments when you don't feel secure in the space that you can move forward. It's okay to have moments if you just feel like you can't do that workout today. It's okay to have moments if you just had something that you weren't supposed to eat and you're trying to move forward. It's okay, because the goal isn't to beat you down. The goal is for me to help you see that mentally, this is how you're going to achieve the goal. It's not about the physical, because the physical will always go along, but that mentality that you have and showing up for yourself is a part of the process. And for me, with my clients, I am wanting to be there. I am in tune. If you're having a bad day, I want you to know that I'm there. Yes, I'm here to help you as far as your health is concerned, to get you on track, to show you how to eat correctly, to show you how to develop a great plate method. I'm trying to show you how to develop how food is intentional and food could be medicine. But at the same time, I know that there are other things in your life that you're dealing with. And that's the personal aspect of it that I love as being a coach. It's not just about me just giving you a plan and saying, here you go, call me if you need me, but really don't call me. Or I'll have someone on my team reach out to you. I like to be intentional. And I know my husband always tell me, you can't be there for everybody. You can't be just everywhere all the time. And I can't. And that is okay. But when my clients start with me, it's personal. When they get and they go through the process, it's personal. The onboarding process, it's personal. It lets them know that you're just not coming in here just to learn how to lose weight or to learn how to be sustainable or to learn how to mentally get yourself together. Yes, it's a course that you're going to go through, but I'm going to walk you through the process. I want to make sure that you're getting the result. I want to know what's hindering you, what's stopping you, what's really the problem, because sometimes it's not even about the plate. If your life is a mess, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do to get forward. Your plate, it does not matter. This plate is not going to work because your life is not in order, which means even if you try to be healthy and you're trying your best, there's some unfinished businesses over here on this side that you still have to work towards or work through to be able to sit on this piece. And so sometimes it's not going to be a wham, bam, thank you, here you go. Sometimes you're going to have to be the listening ear. Am I a counselor? Absolutely not. Am I a physician of a doctor? Absolutely not. If I see that there is a problem, I'm going to refer my client to who I know is a specialist in that field that can help them further, right? But my goal for my business is to scale it, to get to a certain threshold, and to actually have clients that I know I can get in tune with, to be more personable with my clients, to be more steadfast. And I know that you can't build businesses and sometimes it just doesn't work for everybody. But for me, I like to be the person that how I like to be treated, I want to treat my clients the same way. If I want world-class experience, my clients gonna get world-class experience. If I want you to make sure that I'm giving you all the details and everything that you need to be able to sustainably master this thing called life with your weight loss and your mindset, I want you to have the same type of experience, right? And so for me, my business goals is I work on those every single day. How can I show up in my business? How can I be a better boss to my team? How can I be a better mentor to the ones I'm mentoring? How can I be better in that aspect of where I am? And it comes with growth. It comes with being intentional. It comes with mindset. And it comes with developing yourself. You have to learn how to develop yourself and be a leader in your field. And it really takes practice, and it takes patience. It takes being open-minded, and it takes you actually being mentored by other people sometimes as well. Because going into business, you're not going to always know. You won't always know. And some things will work and some things won't. But to know exactly what will work is the best piece about it, because once you got it, right? And so that pillar for my business is I always want to be intentional with every client I come in contact with everyone who buys my course, with everyone who wants to work with Coach Yulonda, because there is a piece that I want to be personable, right? It's about being personable. And I can't be there for everyone, but they will know that I am not that coach that's just going to give you something and say, okay, yeah, have a great day. I'm not that coach. I'm the one that's going to show up. I'm the one that's going to see what's going on. I'm the one that's going to be there for you. I'm the one that's going to see why, because I want the same experience back for myself, right? And so that's just about being intentional, becoming a leader, and just being a master in your field of what you're at. Because listen, life be lifing, okay? And sometimes when life be lifing, business be lifing too. Business be businessing, okay? But my goal is to always be honest, upfront, and to be intentional with my clients. and to show them that I'm not just here to do one thing. I'm here to make sure that you master this thing. Because when you leave Coach Yulonda, when you finish the Empower Her transformation, I want you to be in tune, and I want you to be intentional, and I want you to be purposeful with your process, meaning that I helped you along the way so that you'll never forget, this is how I'm going to keep going. This is what I was taught. This is what I know. This is what I'm going to do, because I love me more than enough, right? And so my business is it's my baby. It's my crumb of the crumb, and I really enjoy what I do. And so I have to have that pillar separately, right? And so for my finances, that is a separate entity by itself, because my husband and I, we have our personal household finances, and then we also have our business finances. And my husband is my business partner, right? He's my business partner, and we've been rocking out with Rock and Drop Fitness since 2014. And this thing has just grown, and we are just so glad that it has grown, and we're just amazed at the amount of effort that we both put into it. But we also know that there are a lot of things that come with running a business, and there's also a lot of things that come with personal. When I first started out into my business, I had everything clumped together. I had my personal bank account. I had I had my business stuff going to my personal bank account. I was just all over the place because I didn't know. And when you don't know, you just can't do, right? And so, what I learned was that over the years, you have to take accountability for your money. You got to know where your money going at, honey. Because if you don't know where your money going, you're going to be looking crazy. And that's a fact. If you don't know where your money going, you're going to look a little crazy on the outside, because people going to be like, what is you doing over there? Right? And so for me, it was more so my husband and I kept bumping heads, because I kept putting the money with the same account. Like, listen, a client pays, okay, that's great, that's going to go over there, that's going to pay this household bill, that's going to do that. And that's not how it's supposed to have been. But I didn't know, because no one taught me. No one told me that. I had to learn that on my own. But because there's so many resources out here, you can learn a lot. And there is a lot of people giving out great information. You can learn a lot. And so with the finances, I separate that for personal. Everything that we do in our personal life is personal. We have an account for our personal, which means that if we want to take family trips, if we want to go shopping, if we want to do some things for the household, if we want to grocery shop, like those are the things that's in our personal, because that's what we need, right? That's what we have to survive off of, right? And then we also have the accounts where we have to pay the employees. We have to make sure that those things are getting done. We have to make sure that the business is ran a certain way. We have to make sure that things go out accordingly. We have to make sure that the lawyers are paid. We have to make sure that things are done correctly, because if it's not done correctly, guess what happens? You're on the hook. And guess what happens? You all over the place again, because you didn't have a sustainable blueprint. You didn't have any pillars put in place, right? And then we also have another account for like emergencies and things like that. But these are the 5 pillars that I work along and I work with. These are the pillars that has helped me be sustainable. These are the pillars that I go to and I focus on and function on every single day. These are the pillars that have helped me to be a better mom, a better wife, a better business owner, a better mentor. These are the pillars that I can really say has really given me clarity to my business. And it's all about managing that time. Because if you know your pillars, right, it's easy to plot in the time frames. So let me give you another piece, and then this is the last piece I want to give you. Is this piece right here is I actually do. My husband thought this was a great idea. And I can't even take credit for this. This is Dan Kennedy. And if you guys know Dan Kennedy, you read his books, you already know, right? So he gave me this great idea that Dan Kennedy, that he read in his book, the No BS book for entrepreneurs. And Dan Kennedy talked about having your 3 main things, right? Now, he put it in a different way, but it was like 3 main things that you need to be doing to leverage anything in your life, right? And so anything that doesn't fit in those 3 categories, it shouldn't be there. Or those 3 things that you have to focus on, it shouldn't be there, right? And so in your life, you can look at 3 main things that you want to start doing that you haven't done, that you want to get accomplished, right? And so for me, I try to focus on 3 main things a week. And I start at the beginning of the week, which I start on Sunday. Sunday is my self-care day, but then I actually have to put together the plan to start to do what I need to do on Monday, right? And so what I do is I start off with 3 things. And those 3 things, like this week, I'm focusing on setting up some things for my client that I said that I was going to do, that I need to do. I have to actually set up the second course that I'm actually working on today, because that's a part of that, and that's going to go for this week. And then I also have to make some business phone calls, right? And I've been putting this stuff off because I keep like, oh, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. But if you don't have these things in place, those are my 3 main things that I need to do, because I have to make sure it gets done. When the three main things are done, you can check those off your list. So what are 3 main things in your life that you need to have done today? What are 5 to 4 or maybe 3 pillars in your life that you can start putting into place to start actually categorizing those things to make sure that things are going accordingly to how you want to go? What's going to help you start achieving your goals that you are trying to look forward to achieve? You cannot achieve anything if you don't have anything in place. And you can't keep going by fly by night, because fly by night don't work. I'm telling you, fly by night don't work, because I've done fly by night, and fly by night had me all over the place because I couldn't understand it. I couldn't manage it. I couldn't get it done. And here's another little tip I just want to throw in here. As a business owner and a wife and a mom, a person who does a lot of things and wear a lot of hats, I actually have a lunch period for myself. I actually schedule myself a lunchtime, which means that it doesn't matter what's going on throughout the day. At 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Coach Yulonda is going to get that 1 to 2 o'clock hour to herself, because there are other things that I have to accomplish, like personal time for me. I want to read a book. I just want to take a walk and things like that. Those are the things that keep you going when you are running a full-fledged business. You're running a household, you're a mom, you're a wife, whatever that may look like to you. Whatever you're doing, you have to make sure that you're scheduling out time for yourself. And like I said, that's the best tip I can tell you. I make sure that at that 1 o'clock hour, I don't schedule any meetings. I don't schedule any phone calls. I'm not doing anything from that 1 to 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Coach Yulonda is definitely going to make sure that she feels in and have time for herself. It doesn't matter what's going on, because everything can drop and fall on the floor. But if you drop and fall on the floor, nothing gets done. So you got to think about that, right? And so to help you understand, it's easier for you to do nothing, but it's harder and it's more meaningful and it has more clarity for you to start showing up and doing the work. So I would encourage you to start putting together 5 pillars in your life, 3 to 5 pillars in your life that you can start today to actually map that out, right? And then on top of that, I would definitely encourage you to have 3 main things that you need to work on every single day. 3 main things that you need to work on every single day to help you get to that next level in your life. If you're working on your credit, what can you do today? What's that thing you need to do today? If you're working on purchasing a home, what's the thing you can do today? If you're looking for a new job, what is the thing that you can do today? If you want to scale your business, you want to go from only having 5 clients to maybe 10 clients, what can you do today? Look at the 3 main things that you can do today, and by gosh golly, I guarantee you're going to start seeing great results, and things are going to start to clear up for you, right? And make sure that you're scheduling time for yourself. That makes a big difference. That helps you be more productive. Understand that what you want for you is never going to happen if you don't think about what it is that you need and how you want to show up every single day. I want to thank you so much for coming back to Coach TV. I want to thank my new subscribers for coming. I thank you so much for being in tune with my message. I thank you so much for showing up and being in my community and listening to what I have to say, because it really, really makes me feel great. And I really do appreciate all of you for being here. Do like and subscribe to the channel. Definitely, if you found gems in this video, please tell me, what did you get out of it? I would love to hear it in the description below. Also, don't forget you can follow me on any social media. That's in the description below as well. And do not forget that I do have the Entrepreneur School started. And if you would like to start and you're just new to the entrepreneur world, that link below to fill out the application so we can actually reach out to you and speak with you. that's down there as well. And don't forget, if you mama, I'm talking to you, are a woman, right? And just trying to find your way through life. You're trying to make sense of this thing called life. It is okay for you to know that it's not going to be peaches and cream. It's okay for you to know that everything won't fall into place. But having clarity, a game plan, a blueprint will help you be sustainable. Taking care of your health is a number one factor that you have to pencil in. That is not an option. That's a non-negotiable. Your health is number one, and make it that. If you want to work with me and you want to come into the Empower Her Transformation to go through the course to work with Coach Yulonda, that link will be down below as well. And you can also fill out that application, and someone from my team or myself will be reaching out to you, and we can actually schedule some time to do your personal discovery call where I can talk to you, find out what it is your goals, what are you trying to achieve, and give you a blueprint to help you get there so that way you can be phenomenal in your life as well. This is Coach Yulonda. I want to thank you again for coming to my community. If you found gems, please drop them below. Tell me, what are your pillars that you're working on? What are the 3 things in your life that you're going to make a priority to start working on today? And share this video with anyone that you know may need a little bit of clarity on time management, because that thing is a beast. And you need to have something in place to learn how to manage your time, because if you don't, it's going to be all over the place. I did want to say one other thing is that there are 24 hours in a day. So you have to find out where those time pieces fall, what that looks like to you. Like I said, I have that 1 to 2 o'clock that it's a non-negotiable. Because it's a non-negotiable for Coach, okay? But that may not be that for you. So find out what works for you, how you can put it together. Clarity is the biggest thing, and it's the best thing to have. I love you. I thank you so much for being in my community. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel, and I will talk to you on the next video. As always, have a phenomenal day on purpose, as you should. Peace.